on a wire.
A Short History of the Relations Between Peoples by John Ellis asks a huge question. How did humanity move from small tribal groups to large, complex civilizations? I picked this book because I'm interested in how people interact with each other and how those interactions shape societies, how those interactions shape communities. And Ellis argues that progress over time came through rivalry, through trade, through conflict and competition, not just cooperation. Over time, those pressures expanded societies beyond tribal loyalty into broader political and national identities. One striking line in the book says, a society that must convince itself that the occupation of another is for its own good is not too far away from accepting that it should not do so at all. And that quote alone invites some deep reflection. That said, I didn't agree with everything that Ellis presents, and at times his interpretation of the historical lens leans heavily on European advancements and values as the primary engine of progress, and that framing just feels incomplete to me. Civilization is broader and more layered than one cultural stream. So I'd recommend this book if you're willing to wrestle with big, sometimes uncomfortable arguments about how societies evolve. But biblically, Acts 17:26 reminds us that God made every nation from one blood. And whereas history may show division, history may show dominance, but scripture points us toward dignity, humility, and a kingdom that gathers every tribe. And if it's true, according to Ellis, that the spread of modernity is credited to Europeans holistically, he makes that point in the book, then the question remains, did the experiment work? Because today, social media, for example, is a space where tribes are formed. It's a space where tribalism still reigns. So for me, it really causes some introspection and reflection on what does it truly mean to belong to a tribe? And am I doing enough to curtail tribalism? So if you're like me and would like to read one person's view of history and how we got to where we are today, then I'd recommend this book for you.